What's going on, guys? GRIEZMANN here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today is going to be Friday the 12th of July, got confirmed as to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yes, there's episode will be down below in the description box and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time, it's a new transfer upload. And finally, in the comment section below, how do you think Real Madrid will do next season? They spent a lot of money and brought in some very good players, but will they beat Barca to the title? Right, let's jump into confirmed deals, and first up we've got Jonas. He's now retired from football after leaving Benfica, and for FIFA Ultimate Team purposes, I think a lot of people used him for SBCs. Then we have got Bo. He's doing New England Revolution in the MLS from Club Tijuana, and it's an undisclosed fee. I believe he's now also a designated player, and I apologise if I say his name wrong. Next up we've got Shinsuke Nakamura. The former Celtic star has now joined Yokohama FC from Jubilo Iwata. It's an undisclosed fee for him and he's 41 years old. And the crazy thing about this one is he's not the oldest player currently playing for Yokohama FC because they have a 52-year-old forward. Matthias Jensen has joined Brentford from Celta Vigo in Spain. It's a £3.5 million fee and he's on a 4-year contract. Luis Diaz has joined FC Porto from Junior FC and is an €8.5 million fee for him. Ezri Konsa has made the move to Aston Villa from Brentford. They've paid around £12 million and he's on a long-term contract. Then we've got Paul Lopez. It's all official now, he's moved to Roma from Real Betis. It's around a €23.5 million fee, which is most have ever paid for a goalkeeper, and he's on a 5-year contract. Manchester Evening News are saying Manchester United are preparing to keep Alexis Sanchez beyond the transfer window because of a lack of interest in the Chilean. Now, obviously they wanted to get rid of him because he has a very high wage and realistically, since he's joined them, hasn't performed whatsoever. And because he did underperform so much, there's a lot of players at United that can go, you know what, I want a new contract, but because Alexis is on this crazy high wage, I want a great wage as well. Globo Esporte are saying Manchester City are set to renew their efforts to sign Brazil star Dani Alves. The veteran right-back is now a free agent after cutting his ties with Paris Saint-Germain following just 2 seasons in Ligue 1, and a reunion with Pep Guardiola now looks a distinct possibility, but there is another club reportedly interested in his services. They have been into JOAO CANCELO, who does feature later on the episode, but bringing the experience of Dani Alves, who to be fair had a very good Copa America, it might not be a bad move. Arsenal remain interested in Dortmund centre-back Zagadou. The French defender could cost the Gunners up to £30 million, that's according to Bild in Germany. Then we got on to one from Bild again, and they're saying Frankfurt forward Sebastian Haller is refusing a move to West Ham. That's despite the Hammers being willing to pay around €40 million to sign him from Frankfurt, and the Frenchman only wants to join a Champions League club. It does seem that now, because they didn't sign Maxi Gomez from Celta Vigo, West Ham are definitely in the market for a striker. It looks like they're not getting Callum Wilson because he's set to sign a new contract at Bournemouth, and Haller has also turned them down. And now moving on according to one from Kicker, they're saying Wolves are interested in Hoffenheim forward Joelinton. The Brazil striker was linked to Newcastle back in January, but nothing concrete happened. And that rumour to Newcastle back in the winter transfer window was kind of came out of nowhere because apparently Newcastle were willing to pay up to 60 mil for him. Sassuolo are looking to Borussia Dortmund centre-back Omar Toprak. Gianluca Di Marzio reports the club are speaking to the player and will move to negotiate with the German side should they find personal terms. I could be wrong, but I believe Toljan, the right back, is also apparently going to Sassuolo, and with Mats Hummels coming in, Toprak's game time next season, it could be very limited. And now moving on according to Kicker again, they're saying Leipzig striker Timo Werner is frustrated by the lack of an approach from Bayern Munich. The Bavarian club is reportedly waiting to get a deal for Leroy Sané over the line before they move for Werner. But the Leipzig striker, who currently only has 1 year remaining on his current contract, is becoming very impatient. I mentioned a report a couple days ago that there was rumours circulating that Bayern are waiting until next summer to go for Werner and also Hudson-Odoi to potentially get them on free deals. And next up, Gianluca Di Marzio's French correspondent is saying West Ham have approached Juventus yesterday for Gonzalo Higuain. They want a loan deal with the option to buy, and Juve have asked for 40 million euros. It looks like he doesn't have a future in Turin anymore, and after two, I'd say, failed loan spells at AC Milan and Chelsea, it could be quite hard to shift him on for a decent fee. But with West Ham looking a bit desperate now for a striker, it won't surprise if he goes back to the Premier League next season and plays for the Hammers. And next up, according to the Telegraph, they're saying Everton are interested in landing Lille forward Nicola Pepe. He'd cost a club record 65 million euros or 59 million pounds. Pepe is a very in-demand player this summer and even linked to Everton's rivals Liverpool alongside Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich and a few other teams. It would cost a massive fee to get him, and Lille's president did confirm a few days ago that Liverpool have talked to him about the player, but he's really focused on African Cup of Nations right now. But when the tournament is over, that's when a deal could happen. I'm pretty sure I've also read somewhere that he wants to go to a Champions League club for next season, so for Everton, it could be a stumbling block for that deal. And next up, according to Sky Italy, they're saying Roma are interested in signing Tottenham defender Toby Alderweireld. The Belgian has a £25 million release clause in his contract and that's still active for this whole month. And there's also been the rumour saying that if Roma want to get him, Zaniolo from Roma has to go the other direction. MLS side New England Revolution are considering a move for out-of-contract defender Thomas Vermaelen. That's according to MLS Multiplex. The Revs have just kept 2 clean sheets so far this season, and they view the former Arsenal and Barca man as their answer to their defensive woes. He turned down a chance to join Vincent Kompany at Anderlecht, where he got offered the role of a player manager. And bear in mind, he's missed 40 games in the last 2 years through injury. The Daily Mail are saying Harry Maguire would prefer to move to Manchester City, but City aren't willing to match United's offer of £75 million or above, and are now confident of beating City to the signing. Gazzetta dello Sport are saying Manchester City have raised their offer for Juventus fullback JOAO Cancelo. It's said to be around £50 million, and now Juventus, they're prepared to sell. The asking price was always set around €55 million, and they weren't really interested in City's first offer of cash plus Danilo. James Rodriguez wants to move to Napoli, but the club are yet to agree a transfer fee with Real Madrid, and that's according to the Serie A side's chairman Aurelio De Laurentiis. And the quote from him basically says, Real Madrid, they're demanding too much for James. The Colombian international worked with Carlo Ancelotti previously with Los Blancos and Bayern Munich, and De Laurentiis confirmed the Italian is keen to bring his former player to Naples. Sky Italy are saying Manchester United are ready to offer £72 million or around €80 million for Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. Lazio they want £90 million for the midfielder, and this potentially could be a replacement for Paul Pogba. Fabrizio Romano is saying Inter have made their first bid to United for Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku. It'll be €10 million for a loan deal, plus €30 million in June 2020 and a further 30 in June 2021. So it's an obligation to buy and a total fee of €70 million. Now it is very rare that a transfer fee is paid in one instalment anyway. Obviously if the club activates a release clause like City did with Rodri, it tends to be all in one go. But a £70 million package over 3 years, I don't think that's too uncommon. Corriere dello Sport are saying Napoli representatives will travel to Spain this week to discuss a deal with Valencia for Rodrigo. The striker has a buyout clause of around £63 million in his contract, but a bid of around £53 million could be enough to convince them to sell. Napoli are definitely in the market for a striker because a couple days ago they're linked to a move to Icardi, but potentially Rodrigo, he could be a bit of a cheaper option. And next up, according to Marca, they're saying Gareth Bale has no intention of leaving Real Madrid this summer for a Chinese Super League side, and will instead hold out for a move to a European powerhouse. And this is basing off the fact there was a rumour yesterday saying that an unnamed Chinese Super League club have offered Bale £1.2 million a week. Gianluca Di Marzio is saying Federico Chiesa and his entourage are looking to push through a summer move to Juventus. They reportedly had an agreement with the club's ownership to negotiate with other clubs and potentially be sold. But Fiorentina have said multiple times now that Chiesa, he'll stay for at least 1 more year. And now we have got a couple of more daily stories about Neymar. So first up, according to Marca, they're saying Barca will not pay more than £118 million to sign Neymar. That's as they believe the Brazilian's value has dropped since he completed his £200 million move to PSG 2 years ago. And RMC are now saying Neymar is confident he'll return to Barca this summer, but he won't force PSG's hand. And the same publication is saying Messi is still regularly messaging Neymar about his desire to see the Brazilian return to Barca this summer. And Barca's other massive transfer target this summer is Antoine Griezmann, and according to Fabrizio Romano again, Barca will pay the release clause of €120 million, and as of right now, they are refusing to include Nelson Semedo as any part of a deal. Atletico want a new right back and see Semedo as a very good fit, and it would reduce the transfer fee in total, but it could be pretty difficult to replace him. An interesting story from AS is saying that Barca don't currently have the money to pay Griezmann's release clause. They have been in talks with banks recently to find a solution, and it's causing a fair bit of tension at the Camp Nou, and that's because June's wages were paid 3 days late. The Telegraph are saying Juventus have increased their offer for Ajax defender De Ligt to €67 million. De Ligt has already agreed personal terms over a move to Turin, but Ajax value the Dutch international centre-half at €75 million, so there's still an €8 million difference. The Serie A champions are hoping to conclude a deal later this week so they can present De Ligt as a new signing on Saturday, as also so they can take the defender on their pre-season tour of Asia. And now we have a very short confirmed story about Arsenal and Laurent Koscielny. Arsenal have put out a statement saying they're very disappointed by Koscielny's actions because he's refused to go on the club's US tour. He has been linked to a fair few clubs in the Liga and the Bundesliga as of late, so quite possibly he could be trying to force a move, and he wants to go on a free. Another confirmed deal is going to be Marcano. He's rejoined Porto from Roma, it's a €3 million fee, and he's on a 4-year contract. He only left the Portuguese side 1 year ago to go to Roma anyway on a free deal, and like I said before, he's returned now for $3 million. Now I know I just covered the Griezmann stories about a minute or so ago, but a huge story from L'Équipe has just come out. The French outlet are saying Barca have now paid Antoine Griezmann's €120 million release clause. And the reason I put it as a confirmed deal is because my guess is by 8 AM on Friday, or at least some point throughout Friday, it'll probably be announced. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yes, this episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time, it's a new transfer episode. So thank you for watching this video, I'll see you next time.